good morning students, and welcome back to another video for the class 9 of the exercise of the laws of motion chapter. And today I have final few numericals for you. A hammer of mass 500 grams moving at 15 meters per second strikes a nail. So a hammer is being hammered on a nail and it is moving with 50 meters per second. The mass of the hammer is 500 grams. The nail stops the hammer in a very short time of 0.01 seconds. So because the nail is trying to the nail is going to push the wood or the wall, it is obviously going to apply the force to the hammer as well. So we have to find what is the force of nail on the hammer. So what force nail is applying on the hammer. So whatever force hammer is applying on the nail, same force nail is also applying on the hammer. We know that, okay? So we have been given 500 grams as mass and 50 meters per second as the velocity, okay? So how do you calculate this? We know that force is F is equal to ma, right? Force F is equal to m into a. The other way of solving this is F is equal to mv minus mu upon t. You can use this formula as well, because if you take out m common, you get v minus u upon t. This is the same thing. Force is directly proportional to the change in momentum upon time taken. So we have initial velocity, final velocity, and we also have the time. We also have the mass that has been given as 500 grams. So all you need to do is substitute all the values in this equation and you will get the answer. Let's put all the values, like m is equal to 500 grams. Obviously, we can't use grams, we have to convert grams into kilograms. So this will become 500 by 1000, okay? Initial velocity, that is moving, because the hammer is moving before striking the nail. So its initial velocity is 15 meters per second. What is the final velocity? Because after striking the nail, its velocity will become 0. Okay? Because nail is also applying the force on the hammer. So the final velocity V is 0 meters per second. And the time is already given to you, that T is equal to 0.01 seconds. Okay? Now just put all these values in the equation. You will get F is equal to m, that is 2 zeros getting cancelled, so 5 upon 10, and 5 upon 10 is 0.5 kg. So mass is 0.5 kg. V, final velocity, because after striking the nail, its velocity becomes 0, so final velocity is 0, okay? Minus mass, that is 0.5. into initial velocity, that is 50, upon time, that is 0.01. This will become 0 into any number is 0, so this will become 0, minus 5 is 25, okay, but 1 0 over here, so 250, but we also have a decimal point, so this becomes 25.0 or 25 upon 0.01. Now 0 minus 25 becomes minus 25. So the next step is F is equal to minus 25 upon 0.01. Now we want to remove this decimal point from the equation. So we'll multiply it by 100 over here and 100, because we have two decimal places, 1 and 2. So multiply it by 100. So this becomes F is equal to minus 2500 upon 1, or I can write F is equal to minus 2500 newtons. Now the reason for the negative sign is because the force of hammer is in the positive direction and the force of the nail is in the opposite direction, and that is why we are having force as minus 2500 newtons. This minus sign indicates the opposite direction, like I have said this many times. Okay? Moving on to the next numerical. Okay students, so another numerical, and this one is quite simple. A motor car of mass 1200 kilograms is moving along a straight line with uniform velocity of 90 kilometers per hour. So the car is already moving with the velocity of 90 kilometers per hour. Its velocity is slowed down to 80 kilometers per hour. So the driver applied the brakes and the velocity is decreasing, and it decreased to just 18 kilometers per hour in 4 seconds. Okay? So by an external unbalanced force, obviously. Calculate the acceleration. So you need to find the acceleration. The second one is change in momentum. And finally, also calculate the magnitude of force. So you need to find the force. Before that, acceleration, change in momentum, and then force. So you need to find 3 things from this numerical. But the first of all, the thing that you need to do is convert this kilometers per hour in meters per second. Once again, what I taught you before in the previous chapter, that is the motion chapter, you will need to apply that over here. So the initial velocity is given as u 90 kilometers per hour and v is 18 kilometers per hour. So that is changed after applying the brakes. So you need to first of all convert this, so kilometers into meters multiplied by 1000, and converting 1 hour into seconds, so that is 60 minutes into 60 seconds. Solving this, you get 2 zeros cancelled off, 6 1 and 3 is remaining, so 6 5 30. 2 3s 2 5 3 5. So the answer is 5 5s 25 meters per second. Similarly, for this one, we have 18 into 1000 upon 60 into 60. Okay, same thing. Zeros and zeros cancel. 6 3s 18, 3 2s 2 5. So the answer is 5 meters per second. So you have converted kilometers per hour into meters per second. So if you look at that way, the vehicle was moving with 25 meters per second, and by an external unbalanced force, its velocity decreased to 5 meters per second in 4 seconds. Okay? Now you can proceed. So the first thing you need to do is find acceleration. Acceleration is simple. Change in velocity upon time taken. So final velocity minus initial velocity. So acceleration A is, final velocity is 5 minus initial velocity, that is 25, upon time is 4 seconds. 5 minus 25, we have minus 20 upon 4, and this becomes 4 5, so it becomes minus 5 meters per second square. So you have acceleration. Next part of the numerical. So the first thing that you did was finding acceleration, and first part of the question is done. A is minus 5 meters per second square. Finding the momentum, change in momentum. So final momentum minus initial momentum. So change in momentum. Final momentum, that is mass into final velocity, minus initial momentum, mass into initial velocity. So this becomes mass is 1200 into, what is final velocity? 5 minus mass is 1200 into initial velocity 25. Okay? In this case you can take m common, so I am taking 1200 as common, and inside 5 minus 25. Once again what you get is 1200 into 5 minus 25 is minus 20. 12 2's 24 and 2 zeros plus 1 more zero. So this becomes minus 24,000 kilogram meter per second. So this is your change in momentum. I hope it is clear to you, students. 5 minus 25, it becomes minus 20, and 12 2's 24 and 3 zeros. Is it clear? Okay. Moving on to the last part of the numerical, that is finding the magnitude of force. Now force is quite simple. Force is change in momentum upon time taken. So we are going to solve it over here because it's quite simple. F is change in momentum. What is change in momentum? Minus 24,000 upon time taken, that is 4 seconds. Simple. So 4, 6, 24 and 3 zeros. So your answer is F is equal to minus 6000 newtons. Quite simple. Okay, students? First we found the acceleration by changing the velocity, then we found the change in momentum, and then change in momentum divided by the time taken. So you have your answer. Okay, students. So the last numerical for you, that is, you have been given a table and you have been asked two simple questions. So the table is given as a distance timetable, time is in seconds and distance is in meters. So whatever vehicle or object it is moving, when time is 0 seconds, the distance covered is also 0, but when the time is 1 second, the object started moving and distance is 1 meter. And as the time increases, the distance also increases. Okay? What condition can you draw about acceleration? Okay, so what is the acceleration happening? Is it constant or changing or 0? So what can you say about the acceleration? So first of all, this is distance and time relation. Okay, you have not been given the final velocity, but initial velocity you can kind of get the idea that if the time is 0, then the distance covered is also 0. That means its initial velocity is 0. So in order to find the acceleration, you have to use the second equation of motion once again, what we just studied in the previous chapter. So the question or the equation is S is equal to ut plus half at square. Now obviously the initial velocity is 0. So 0 into t becomes 0. So what you have over here is S is equal to half at square. And you have been asked about acceleration. So you need to find the acceleration. Cross multiplication of 2. So it becomes 2s equals at square, because 1 into at square is at square. And again we need acceleration. So t square in the denominator, so it becomes 2s upon t square equals a. Therefore what you have is a is equal to 2s upon t square. Okay? You have the value of acceleration. How? By substituting the value of distance and time in this equation. You can find out whether the acceleration remains constant or whether the acceleration is changing. That means either increasing or decreasing, or whether it remains 0. You need to calculate that. Okay. So we will substitute the values one by one. There are many values over here. However, I have only taken as an example for 4 to 5 values. Substituting these values, a 2 into distance. Distance first is 0. Okay. Upon time 0. Once again, so time is 0, so no need to go further. If the object is not moving, then acceleration is also 0. Moving on to the next one, that is time is 1 and distance is 1 once again. So t square, that is 1 square. So 2 into 1 upon 1 into 1, so it becomes a is equal to 2 upon 1, that is 2. So the first acceleration that you get over here, I am writing acceleration a as 0 then 1. So acceleration is 1 meters per second square. Second one, acceleration a, 2 into distance is 8 upon time is 2 seconds, so it becomes 2 square, or I can write 2 into 2. 2 and 2 cancel, 2 4, so the answer is 4. So the second one you are getting as 4. Third one, acceleration. As you can see that from this particular equation, we can see that the acceleration is changing. Okay, so it is not 0, it is moving. Therefore, acceleration is also increasing, and finally, it is not constant or 0. Okay. So we can say that acceleration is increasing. Now the next part, what do you infer about the force? So what can you say about the force? Now obviously if the acceleration is changing, then the force is also increasing. Okay, we can simply say that force is also increasing. So you don't need to calculate anything else. We are just asking the question theoretically that what can you say about the force? So we can say that the force is increasing. Simple. Force changes. Force changes, it increases. Simple answer. So that's all for this chapter, students. From the next video onwards, we will start with the gravitation chapter. Have a nice day.